why there would be a petition against Chris Brown performing in South Africa. We need to consider that South Africa has one of the highest GBV femicide and rape rates in the world. And Chris Brown's history that we're going to go through goes far beyond just Rihanna, guys. Since as recent as 2024, this year, July, he has a case of $50 million against him and his entourage for assaulting concert goers. So this petition has some merits behind it. And South Africans, we are not patriotic when it comes to certain issues like abuse and GBV. This man has a record of being violent over the years. Just because he's a celebrity doesn't mean he's immune. But I guess it really does in South Africa, because we have our own celebrities such as Maporisa who are not being brought to justice for the abuse that they've put women through.
Every time a black girl supports Chris Brown, an angel loses her wings. And every time that woman is a dark-skinned black woman, that angel loses her mind. Because after years of well-substantiated, well-documented instances where he commits harm against other people, but specifically black women, coupled with his own verbal confirmation that he doesn't like dark-skinned black women, we all continue to stand there. It makes no sense. And sometimes great people do bad things, and sometimes bad people do great things. But I can't tell you the last song Chris Brown had to earn this much support in 2023. Like, public places are still playing his songs from the 2010s because that's the last time he had a hit that wasn't to someone's face. Like, it's actually crossed the line from deeply upsetting to just confusing to see so many black women, but specifically dark-skinned black women, continue to support him. Because y'all are standing in solidarity with someone who would only stand next to you in order to literally punch you in the jaw.
I'm done listening to the excuses. I'm done listening to the rhetoric about it's about forgiveness, because this man has done nothing to deserve forgiveness. He has not gone to therapy. He has not rectified his behavior. He had the biggest opportunity after the Rihanna incident to become one of the largest representatives for men's mental health. But he decided to continue to be a menace to society and a menace to female society. This man has ongoing cases, ongoing abuse and rape cases. And I'm not even going to show it. I'm not going to sit here and try to prove my point to you guys, because there's been enough information. So if you are sitting here and telling me that you didn't know that he's a repeat offender, you're talking shit. You are talking utter shit, and you are making excuses for an abuser. To all the men that went to that damn concert, thank you. Thank you very much for exposing yourselves. And to all the women that went to that concert, I don't care how bad this sounds at this point. When you inevitably have another man put his hands on you, do not ask us for help. Because you openly and proudly went to go and support multiple women's abuser. So, yeah, South Africa has a lot of fucking work to do when it comes to feminism, when it comes to supporting its women. And I'm tired of the fence sitting. I'm tired of it.
It's really bothering me. Guys, first of all, Chris Brown, right? He was like 18, 19 when this happened. Nay, he was very young, and so was Rihanna. Now, if I stand correctly, what happened with the story was they were in a car, or Rihanna was the one who pulled him back inside the car after he walked out, right? With whatever fight they were having. Then Rihanna started beating him up. And obviously, Mchita has power, no strength. So he was like, no, if I fight back, this girl's gonna obviously be defeated. But and he fought back. But because of the kind of society we live in, a person will only look at a perspective Rihanna and not look at things through a perspective yomfana. Why? Because men are always wrong. Men are trash. Men are this, men are that. Hence why men that even get raped don't report it. But that's a story for another day. My question is, why bring this up now? Okay, Chris Brown abusing women, whatnot. Why bring it up now? And also, is it not fair for you guys, well, those that are supporting this, for you guys, years back, not knowing how long it took for him to deal with it, or to forgive himself, or get a closure, or however they dealt with Rihanna. And you guys are wanting to start up shushu, whereas the people that are involved have forgiven themselves and each other and have moved on. Hypo, guys. How? Like, how? Why now?
Chris Brown has sold out in one of the most GBV ravaged countries in the world. South Africa is one of the most dangerous places in the world outside of war zones to be a woman, and Chris Brown has sold out at FNB Stadium. And South Africans in the last week have been doing the most extraordinary twirling for Chris Brown. Of all people, this is the hill that you're willing to twirl on for Chris Brown, a man who bit, choked, and beat Rihanna to a pulp, and then a few days later went to a P. Diddy white party with a custom-made $300,000 bejeweled diamond necklace which spelled oops. And sure, then he did community service and he apologized. But that necklace tells you what he really, really felt about that situation. And sure, now you'll say, oh, it was a long time ago. But that wasn't a casual assault. And more than that, there have been myriad allegations against Chris Brown since then. He is, if anything, a full-time abuser and a part-time singer at this point. Think about the fact that not even Rihanna, one of the most powerful people in the worldwide entertainment industry, was safe from the evil physical abuse excesses of Chris Brown. And then think of all of the other women who he has had allegations about what he did to them over the years. Far less powerful than Rihanna, far less supported, far less influential, far less protected than Rihanna. Bullied into silence, threatened by lawyers, insulted, slandered by powerful PR companies, just the way that Harvey Weinstein and P. Diddy and all of these abusers have done it. And South Africans are twirling to try and justify Chris Brown.
Chris Brown says he's tired of people bringing up his assault on Rihanna, calling it a mistake he made at 17. He was 17 in 2009. So let's look at all the mistakes he made after 2009. In June 2013, he shoved a woman to the ground at a nightclub. September 2015, he had a third-degree assault report filed after a woman was forcibly ejected from a bus after she refused to give her mobile phone. In January 2016, Brown avoided charges after a woman accused him of punching her in the face. His female tour manager claimed he threatened her with a brutal physical attack in May 2016. June 17, his former ex-girlfriend Kuruchi Tran won a 5-year restraining order against Brown. Tran shared threatening texts and voice messages from the singer in court. August 2018, he was detained by LAPD following a standoff at his home. A woman had accused the singer of threatening her with a gun after showing up at his home. On April 2019, Chris Brown and 2 accomplices were taken in custody in Paris after a woman filed a report of aggravated rape. December 2020, he was hit with a $20 million lawsuit accusing him of drugging and raping a woman on a yacht in Florida.
You guys being surprised that the GBV capital and grape capital of the world is allowing Chris Brown to come and perform here, it can't be a shock. Personally, I stand with Women for Change, and I do not believe this person should be allowed in our country. Personally, I don't like criminals in our country. I don't like that. I don't want us to invite them. And for people that were just screaming about Nigerians coming here to commit crimes, y'all allowing someone with anger issues and a detailed record of abuse into your country right after the xenophobia and Afrophobia, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Ew. Do you see how you shapeshift? You're inconsistent even to yourself. You are shocked that this country, that is close to 53,500 South Africans reporting a victim of sexual crime. 80% registered grape. What's 80% of 53? Let's find out. 42,800. These ones, per year, 50K people getting raped. You're surprised that they don't care that someone is an abuser. 822 perpetrators of GBV were sentenced to life. 114 life sentences were handed down for GBV crimes in the first 6 months of 2022 to 2023. Police traced and arrested 410 rapists during this period. 68 of them have been sentenced to life behind bars. 6 life sentences were handed down to Lebogang Nyoka in the Northern Cape for grape housebreaking and theft. For the rape of 2 minors aged 10, the court sentenced Ernest McCain to life in prison in the Western Cape. In Gauteng, a 32-year-old Deep Swiss rapist was found guilty and sentenced to 16 life sentences, plus 250 years in prison for robbing and raping 16 women.